YouTube, what is up, ladies, gentlemen, aunts, uncles, brothers, and whatever the hell you are? We are back with another video. I think this is gonna be a banger. I usually don't make videos like this, but I think that this one specifically is gonna hit. I think so. My energy's up right now. I'm off 2 Red Bulls. I'm excited. We're heading to the compound. We got this doofus on my Supermoto. So I brought both my bikes out here today for a reason. We're gonna go to the compound and I'm gonna film, as you guys can see the title of the video already, I'm gonna film a wheelie tutorial for you guys. This is for beginners. This is for, I don't know about experts because I'm not on that type of time, you know what I'm saying? But this is gonna answer every question you might have to learning how to do a wheelie on a motorcycle. I learned how to wheelie and it took me a minute, and I watched literally everything you could possibly watch on YouTube to learn how to wheelie a bike. I mean, I was watching so many videos. Honestly, I probably didn't have to, but I watched a lot of videos and was trying to learn how to wheelie a motorcycle. So I'm gonna give you guys the sauce that I have. Whatever sauce I got, I'm gonna give to you guys, and I'm gonna try to help y'all out and make wheelies easier for you guys. So this is basically gonna be this guy is up my bike, bro. What is going on here? What the fuck is this, bro? This guy's beating on my bike. Look at that thing. She's so pretty. So yeah, I'm gonna basically do some wheelies on this thing. I'm gonna start the video on this because I know a lot of you guys want to know on sport bikes. Wheeling any motorcycle is gonna be exactly the same. You can, other than power distribution and how hard you give throttle and whatnot, this is all going to be identical. I can wheelie that, I can wheelie this, I can wheelie a Harley, I can wheelie anything, and it's all going to be identical. The concept of how you wheelie a bike is literally all identical. Nothing of it changes. So everything you learn in this the video is going to work for anything. So yeah, I don't want to make the intro too long until I get into this stuff because I don't want to make this video annoying to watch. I just want to get to the point, show you guys how to wheelie, go do a bunch of wheelies, try to give you guys some cool wheelies, and then get the hell out of here. So I'm going to cut this video off for now. We're going to ride to the compound to get to our spot, and then yeah, I'll cut the camera back on for y'all. So until the meantime, peace. Such a monkey. That's why you guys need to buy a Supermoto right there. That one, we were chasing that one. So that gives you, that's a perfect way to start the video and show you guys that you don't really need to clutch up mad hard. You can chase a wheelie and still get a pretty cool wheelie, and we'll hit another one. Go! Little clutch. That's all you need. Y'all understand the concept. It's very simple. Just clutch. That's all you gotta do. I'm going low speed. We're at 4,000 RPMs in second gear at 28 miles an hour. And all it, little flick. I'm gonna get off and explain it to you guys, but I want y'all to kind of just see it. We'll try first gear. I don't really mess with first gear too often. So you see, first gear, I don't recommend if you're starting. It's super twitchy. So he's gonna go check that because my handlebars seem to be a little screwed up. But I'm gonna give y'all a breakdown of what we're doing to clutch up the bike. Let me make sure we're live. We're live. 11 seconds. Hi guys, nice to meet you. I'm Zay. I'm going to teach you how to wheelie a motorcycle in 10 seconds. No, I'm not. I'm lying. Not 10 seconds. All right, very simple. We're gonna start from the beginning, just so everybody's aware. This is rear brake. If you're new to motorcycles, whatever it might be, this is a rear brake. This is a front brake, right? Rear brake, front brake. This brakes the front of the bike. That brakes the rear of the bike. The rear of the bike. Don't mind the second brake caliper. This is a whole nother language for the folks that are just trying to learn a basic wheelie. Don't mind this. This is another rear brake that you can install on the bike. But basically, we're gonna get on the bike. I'm not gonna do this standing up. I'm sorry. It is too hot right now. It's 97 degrees, so I need to be moving to show you guys. because I'm getting hot. So we're gonna go. So rear brake, right? What I recommend everyone to do at a slow speed, like this, like 5 to 10 miles an hour. Pull the clutch in, hit your rear brake. Like my tire sliding because I don't have ABS or traction, but just keep rear braking. Just make your when you're about to learn how to do wheelies, right? Like right now, I'm at a spot where I'm practicing to learn how to do wheelies. Everything is empty here. I can go off into the grass and nothing will happen to me. Like I am completely fine. You need to keep clutch in, rear brake, right? Clutch in, rear brake. Just get your mentality to like understand that you need to hit your rear brake no matter what when you're at the place where you're going to learn wheelies. Once you get to this place, you know, where you're more professional, you understand, your brain just does it and it's different. You don't need to do this anymore. But when you're learning, just keep tapping your rear brake. You want your body to understand that if anything goes wrong, your rear brake will save your life, right? So first gear or second gear. If you're on a sport bike or this bike, I recommend first gear just to practice. Right now I'm in first. Just practice like little like blipping the throttle, right? That's what I did to start and I feel like it helped me a ton. You want to just give little throttle blips so you understand how the bike works, right? Just get to the point where you understand how your bike's going to feel when you're in the position of a wheelie. Now I'm going to hit a wheelie just because I want to shit on him for wheeling past me 100 times before, right? Boys, it's not that hard, I promise. I am a dweeb and I learned how to wheelie a motorcycle. So it's not that hard, right? The main concept of it is that you want to pull the clutch in, right? And you want to give it gas. That's the main concept. That was nasty. It's very not difficult. Now I'm gonna get back on the sport bike because everyone's gonna be like, oh, you're on a Supermoto, and I don't ride a Supermoto, so I'm not gonna be able to learn. So we're gonna go get on that so I can kind of give you guys more of an example, because I'm not a good teacher. But the concept of it is always going to be the same no matter what you do, right? Regardless of if I'm on that bike or this bike, the concept is always going to be literally identical. You're not going to change a single thing about it. The concept is always going to be wheelie the bike, pull the clutch, and give it a little bit of gas. Now,
you need to stay here and like video you?
No, well, I'm kind of right now I'm just trying to explain to these bozos how it works. But the problem is I'm not the best teacher, right? So like I'm explaining it, but like I try to explain it and then I just start doing a wheelie. But I'm trying to explain that, you know, the rear brake is like everything. You need to understand that this rear brake is going to save your life. When you're in dire need, you need to hit the rear brake. Alright, so now I'm basically going to just go down this way, give y'all an idea of how it looks like while I blip it, right? And I'm going to go through the gears. So I did first gear, I did second gear, just to show you and give you an example that this works in whatever gear that you're in. It does not matter, right? But what I would do to start, if you are on a sport bike, like I was explaining when I was on the Supermoto, just hold the throttle in the same place and just understand when you pull your clutch in, the clutch is going to engage and allow the revs to go up and blip the bike, right? You see what I'm doing? Not the best thing for the bike, but I want you guys to understand the concept of what's happening with the motorcycle, right? Then slowly keep adding until you understand. Your brain is like, okay, at this point, right? Now I know my bike, so like I'm here, I know what it takes to bounce my bike at this point. And you need to keep doing that until your brain mentally understands bounce the bike and hit the brake to come down, right? Once you get to the point where you're bouncing the motorcycle pretty consistently, what you want to do is bounce the bike, hit the rear brake, bounce the bike, hit the rear brake. And I mean I understand this is a stupid part of the process. No one wants to do this. No one wants to sit here and just bounce the bike, right? You just want to instantly try to do wheelies. I understand. I did the same thing. Doing this will like save you a lot of time. You need to understand that the rear brake will save you. Blip the throttle, get the bike up, slam the rear brake. Do it at least 50 times. So like, I'm going to give you an example. We're going to blip and brake. And it comes right back down. Do not let go of the throttle. You need to make your brain understand that when you still have throttle, when you still have your hand on the throttle and active, that if you hit enough rear brake, your bike will come down. That's what you need your brain to understand, right? You can think it and be like, oh, I know that. But until your body, your hand-eye brain coordination understands it, it won't work. You need to keep letting the bike come down, right? So now let's say you're past that part, right? I'm on a 2016 ZX6R, 600cc liter biker, 636 for all the freaks out there that are going to comment. It's not a 600, whatever. A 600cc bike, right? This works on liter bikes. This works on, I've wheelied 400s, I've wheelied 300s, I've wheelied 250 dirt bikes. I've wheelied everything there's possibly to wheelie at this point. It all works in parallel. The way a bike wheelies is when you send an influx of power to the rear wheel, allowing it to grab traction but not be able to keep the bike level, causing the front to come up, right? So, second gear is where a majority of you guys on any bike are going to want to wheelie. Liter bikes, 600s, whatever bike you're on, second gear is going to be your butter gear. Supermotos, a little bit different. You want to be higher than second gear just because on dirt bikes the gear is not so long. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the clutch in and gas it up, right? So like practice pulling clutch and understanding how long it takes you to get to 8,000 RPMs. Because 8,000 is going to be that point where your bike's going to drop and launch up on most bikes, right? This is generally speaking. So we're going to do a little wheelie for you guys here. I want you guys to watch the thermometer. Oh my god, my brain is so hot outside. Watch the RPM cluster and watch where my revs go to clutch up. I'm at 4,000. Right? So you're going to clutch, gas. So clutch, gas, drop, right? Once the bike comes up, then you can adjust your throttle to where you need to be. Very simple. It's not the craziest thing to understand. Make sure if you guys do have a bike that has traction control or anything like that, make sure it's off. You don't have it on. So we're going to go again. This time I'm going to clutch up not as hard. Right? So you see? The bike will start low. That's completely fine. That's a good place to start at, right? Keep the bike low. Chase the wheelie. Like that. Get little blips, right? You want to be going about 4,000 RPMs. And just keep chasing it out, right? Till your brain understands that this bike can wheelie. Right? And just consistently keep chasing it, keep chasing it, keep chasing it. You need to get your brain to understand that your bike will wheelie. You're not going to flip backwards. You're not going to do a backflip. You're not going to somersault. None of that's going to happen. You are completely fine, I promise. None of that will happen, ever. You're good. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, it might happen. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to give you false information, right? We're not giving misinformation on this side of town. But now I'm gonna slow-mo a couple of these. I'm gonna kind of do some normal wheelies like I would and slow them down for y'all so you can kind of see how this all looks. I'm gonna start at 6,000 RPMs. There's a lot of crosswind out here, which makes it extremely hard to wheelie. But as you can see, the bike will still come up. Now, a big thing I want to stress to you guys, because nobody wants to spend money, right? Nobody wants to learn how to do wheelies and spend money trying to learn how to do wheelies. If you notice, every time I tap my rear brake, bring the bike back down, you're gonna notice I always just rev the gas out as the bike's falling. The reason for that, you have forks in front that have fork seals in them that are not made to slam against concrete, right? This is not a Baja bike, right? You do not want your stuff to just slam against the ground. So, you always want to rev the bike out when you're coming down. So what I learned when I was doing wheelies from somebody that's very good at doing wheelies, you need to make sure that you are going to clutch the bike up, wheelie, and always leave yourself some room at the top of the gear to rev the bike out to make sure you land soft. After 5 to 6 hard landings, I promise you're gonna blow a fork seal. I've already done it twice on these bikes because I was hard-headed and didn't want to learn. So I promise you it will happen. Keep that in mind. Now pay attention as I do wheelies. So you catch a lot of speed, making sure your bike lands softly, right? But what you need to make sure of is that you're not doing this on a public street in the middle of the open. Try to find a neighborhood that hasn't been built yet, or an empty place like this, like the compound, where it's completely empty, there's nothing around, and I don't need to worry about a car coming and cutting me off. This guy thinks he's him, and he's getting better on my bike. This guy thinks he's treating my bike like his. Now, one thing I want you guys to understand is, do not worry. If you're not on a leader bike, you're not going to be chasing wheelies out to Narnia. It's just not going to happen. So it's like, I know it looks all wobbly because this crosswind over here, but like, I'm trying to just give you guys a basic concept of how it looks. I know it's not going to be perfect. I promise you guys, it's not as hard as you think. You just need to get on a lot and practice. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of resources because you're going to get exhausted when you're in the process of learning. It took me forever. It's not as hard as you think. When you get it, you're going to be like, there's no way I didn't know this sooner. Trying to be as careful as possible on these little exits. I know there's not really anybody on this strip right here because this is where people go to wheelie and most people know. So I shouldn't have too many things to worry about, but I still want to make sure I'm keeping it a little safe. Tandem. Oh, yo, he's my bike up! Yo, bro! What is he doing? Yo! This guy's a menace, bro! This guy's gonna go buy a Supermoto right when we get home. Yo, Chad! We gave him the Supermoto itch again. Yo, he can't believe it, bro. Got a wheelie for the kids. he won't.
You're on 7.
I know, he wants me to wheelie, so I had to turn it on. Now you got to wheelie.
That the car look like a spaceship. Wanna ride the wave, but you can't wait here. Put a bad bitch up on the jet ski, told her wait here. When I'm in Miami, she get nasty, she a freak. Don't care who you learn that shit from, keep that for me. Bitches throwing salt cause I bought sand to the beach. And it's all on me, yeah, it's all on me.